Alright, in this video I'm going to do a carburetor cleaning on the snowblower that was out on the side of the road. This does eventually get running. Now there's a cover on this and it has multiple different types of screws. Every single screw is a different type. So I need a flathead, a Phillips, a Robertson, a Torx bit. I need all sorts of things to get this little cover off. So your snowblower may be a different configuration, but this one has a sheet metal cover over the carburetor. So again, I just take 4 different screwdrivers to get this thing off. In the future, maybe I'll look and see if I get some screws that are actually matching so that one screwdriver can do it. I do also need to remove that plastic red knob. It just pulled back. And then once I've got that out, I can remove this sheet metal cover. And the carburetor is right there. It is super dirty, and really the only thing that's holding this on is 2 screws with obviously two nuts on either end. And I think that that's pretty consistent with what I've seen from most carburetors. There's a couple of hoses to remove. So there's a small one, and then there's a larger hose in the back. And the larger hose in the back is the one that goes directly to the gas tank. And I do break that getting it off because it's just old and crusty. So I do have to replace the fuel line, but the fuel line was cheap and easy to find at Canadian Tire. It's like $8 or something for a new fuel line for this thing. So pretty cheap. And then obviously I'm just taking a screwdriver and removing the screws that are currently holding in the carburetor. Obviously I'm doing this outside. Just be careful that you don't drop the screws in the grass. Otherwise they are hard to find because I did do that. There are retaining clips for the fuel lines. Obviously I'm using needle nose pliers to pinch it down and move it backwards. But when I tried to pull the fuel line off, it actually broke the fuel line. And now there is one throttle connector, so you have to remove that as well. And just take a note of where everything is when you're taking things apart. And like I said, I am gonna have to replace that fuel line. Taking the carburetor inside, the first thing I do is just clean up the exterior of this thing. Like I said, it's super dirty. And to clean it, I'm just gonna use WD-40 and, as usual, my wife's toothbrush. Once that's done, there's a single bolt at the bottom of the carburetor. And once that's off, you can remove the bowl and you can check the float, make sure it's operating correctly. And this one's good to go. This is pretty clean. Actually, I was very surprised with how long it's been sitting without being used. But the owner said several years. And really, I just hose it down with the carburetor cleaner. I put it down anywhere that I can get the carburetor cleaner, I spray it down. Once that's done, I put the bowl back together and put that bolt back in and tighten it up. I've moved into the garage because it started to snow and it's getting pretty cold outside. So I do pull the old fuel line out. It is painful. This is probably the most difficult part of this entire job, is to remove the old fuel line and get the new fuel line in. So yank the old one out. I do take off the fuel tank. I don't have that recorded, but to get the fuel line through here, I first ran a metal coat hanger through where the fuel line has to go. Then I just put the coat hanger in the fuel line and just push the fuel line through so that it followed the path of the coat hanger. I just found it was getting hung up when I was trying to push that fuel line through. So if you have something like a coat hanger, push the coat hanger through first and then just run the fuel line down it. With the new fuel line in, I take one of the hose clamps, drop it on, and I'll put the carburetor back onto the new fuel line. And once it's seated correctly, once again, I'll just take, in my case, needle nose pliers. They don't have to be needle nose though. And I'll just put that hose clamp properly in place. For this, because there's quite a bit of fuel line, I go to the other side of the snowblower and I just pull the fuel line in until it's at the right location. And then I connect some of these throttle connectors back to where they were. I pull the fuel line the rest of the way through until the carburetor is lined up where it should be, and then really I'm just connecting everything back together. So there was a small rubber hose on the front. I'll put that back in. And now I'm just going to install the 2 bolts with the 2 nuts. So very straightforward process for getting the carburetor off and on. And like I said, the most challenging part of this entire process was actually getting the fuel line run through the machine. So ideally, if you damage your fuel line, you don't have the same setup that I've got here, but it was a little bit of a challenge. And like I said, I did remove the fuel tank and it's only held on by 2 bolts. So pretty straightforward to get the fuel tank off and on. So I'll throw that back on and then I will hook the fuel line back up to the fuel tank. and I found the fuel line was quite a bit longer than the one I removed. So I'll just use some angle cutters to cut it down to size. Once it's cut down, I'll put that second hose clamp on it. And then once again, I'll take the pliers and pinch down the hose clamp and put it back in place so that it's gripping the fuel tank properly. And just like that, everything is up and running. And honestly, this thing is working without any issue. So I'm not a snowblower expert. This is my first time really using one. So in this video, I don't have it set at a high speed, but after I was out in the front yard using this thing for a little while, I found out that if you crank up the speed, it will throw the snow a little bit further. So I've got it at about 3/4 speed right now, but I was able to do the whole driveway, no problem whatsoever. The one problem I'm having with this thing is that the key doesn't do anything, which is a bit of a good and bad thing. Basically, it will not shut off. It'll just keep running whether the key's in or out. So I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm assuming because the wiring is so corroded that it's lost its connection to ground. Anyway, I'll look into that, maybe make one more video on this snowblower. Anyway, carburetor cleaner, pretty fast and easy. If you break your fuel line, you may or may not have a hard time getting that new fuel line back in. Thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.